ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with the beautiful Karina, my lovely prometida. And we are waiting for our National Visa Center NVC welcome letter to arrive from New Hampshire. Now we're in the K1 visa process just like you guys, okay? We're in the same boat as you guys, waiting and waiting and waiting. Now you may not have filed your K1 visa yet. You may be waiting for your NOA 1 letter, you may be waiting for your NOA 2 letter, you may be waiting for your MVC welcome letter like we are, or you may be trying to schedule an interview at your embassy in your beneficiary's country, filling out all kinds of different forms. But in order to get to this point in your visa package, for your K1 visa package, you mustn't make any mistakes when you submit your package, when you fill out your form I-129F, when you submit it to the lockbox in Dallas. So this video is how to avoid an RFE. If you get an RFE, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's going to slow down your process. It's going to slow up the time it takes for you to get reunited with your loved one. So come on along and I'll give you some insight on how to prevent an RFE. Now if you guys are new to the channel, I'm Diego. I live in the Panhandle of Florida, north of Navarre Beach, just east of Pensacola, okay? Now, Navarre Beach is where Karina and I are going to get married in Santa Rosa County. Karina is from Caracas, Venezuela, where she was born and raised, but she is a legal resident of Bogota, Colombia. So she lives in Colombia, and she's the manager of a couple of ice cream stores, and her education is degrees in tax accounting. And I'm a real estate agent, okay? I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the embassy. I don't give you legal advice, zero. But I've been through 2 K1 visas and a spousal visa in the past 8 years, and I know how this process works. So if you want to get through this process for free, without paying an attorney or paying a company to do all this for you, join the channel. Join our channel and we will help you. So you've been studying up, you've tried to figure out how to put a K1 visa package together, and you're still a little intimidated by it. You're still not quite sure what to do, and you're afraid, that if you send it in, it may get denied, it may have a problem with it, which is going to result in an RFE, right? Well, the secret, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, to a successful K1 visa package is patience, number one, okay? When you put your K1 visa package together, don't rush it. Make sure you have qualified for the benefit first, okay? An RFE is a request for further evidence. A request for further evidence means you got in a rush, you filed your K1 visa package, but you didn't include most of the stuff, half of the stuff, or some of the stuff that immigration requires to adjudicate and approve your case at the service center, okay? So, before you send in your K1 visa package, make sure that you have filled out the form I-129F, 13 pages, fully and completely. And if a piece of information doesn't pertain to you, you put NA. Or, if it's a numerical number that doesn't apply, put none. Okay? Fill in every block. Okay? And do not pull out any pages from your I-129F. Obviously, you don't need an interpreter, right, when you fill out this form. So don't tear out those pages and don't not include them. Okay? You got to include every single page of your I-129F, or you'll get an RFE or a denial. If you look at the back, if you look at the last 3 pages of the I-129F, it says, who was your interpreter, who was the preparer, did you need an interpreter, okay? If you don't need an interpreter, you put NA, 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 not applicable. But do not pull those pages out and throw them in the trash. Because if you submit 10 pages of a 13-page legal document, your whole package will be either sent back to you, denied, revoked, whatever. So that's the rule there. Now also, you're going to need letters of intent to get married, okay? You, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, have to write a letter of intent to get married in English And in that letter of intent to get married, you're going to say that you're a U.S. citizen, that you're legally free and able to get married, and you will do so to your beneficiary within 90 days. Those are the three cornerstones of the letter of intent to get married. Okay? You're legally free and able to get married, you're going to do it in 90 days, and you're a U.S. citizen. Okay? Those three things must be included in the letter of intent to get married. Your beneficiary in her country, whether like Karina is in Colombia, she's from Venezuela, she wrote her letter of intent to get married in Colombia. And she wrote it in Spanish. She said that she's single, that she's free and able to marry me, she will do so in 90 days, and that she's a citizen of Venezuela living in Colombia. Okay? And then she wrote it in Spanish, signed it, dated it, and then I translated it into English. Those were two letters of intent to get married. One from me, one from her. Hers were in her native language. Now, if you speak fluent English, if Karina could speak fluent English, she would have written it in English, and there's no need for a translator. Okay, but she doesn't speak English, so she wrote it in Spanish, and then we got it translated. This letter has to be wet ink, signed in black ink, not a scanned copy, not a photocopy, signed by you, Mr. Sponsor, and your beneficiary. If you don't include those letters of intent to get married in your original K-1 visa package, you will get an RFE. Immigration's going to ask you, what are your wedding plans? What plans do you have? Where's your letter of intent to get married? You're going to get probably a 6, 8 week, 9, 10 week delay on your case, just because you didn't include those letters. So avoid that RFE. Now, let's suppose you met each other on a website like Filipino Cupid or Indonesian Cupid or whatever. If you met each other on an online website, that's fine, that's no problem. But print the terms of service, okay, and include the terms of service from Filipino Cupid or whatever Cupid it is. And when you print the terms of service, you can look in there. It's going to say this website, this company is not an IMBRA. Okay, it's not a marriage broker, and you highlight it right there, where it says this website, this online website is not a marriage broker. You got to show proof that it's not an IMBRA, okay, International Marriage Broker. Very important. You could or you could not get an RFE for that. Some people do, some people don't. To prevent it, include the terms of service. You met each other on Filipino Cupid, fantastic. Print the terms of service, highlight where it says this is not a marriage broker, and you're good to go. Now, you got to meet each other face to face within 2 years before you file that K-1 visa to the lockbox. A huge number of people are getting RFEs because they filed the K-1 visa package, the sponsor did, and then got on a plane and went visited his future wife-to-be or husband-to-be. Well, it doesn't work that way, okay? You have to meet each other first face-to-face, and then you get lots of pictures together. You got boarding passes, plane tickets, hotel receipts, all kinds of evidence, pictures together, and in the photos, you're going to say who's in the picture, when the picture was taken, and the location, okay? People are getting RFEs because they're submitting their K-1 visa package, but they haven't met each other face-to-face yet. You can't do that. Okay, you can't put the cart before the horse. Okay, meet each other face to face within 2 years. Boom, you're good to go. Avoid that RFE. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you got to prove you're a U.S. citizen. Okay, so you must include evidence in your K-1 visa package that you are an American citizen. So that would be the biographic page of your passport, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. And if you are a naturalized American, include your naturalization certificate too in your K-1 visa package. Will you get an RFE if you don't? Yes and no. It depends on the immigration officer, okay? But when you fill out your I-129F, if you are a naturalized American, you have to write on page 3, I believe, what is it? You have to say where you were naturalized, what's the naturalization number from your naturalization certificate, and what courthouse basically did you go to get your swearing-in ceremony, okay? So if you became an American citizen in South Carolina and you went to Columbia, South Carolina and got sworn in, they're going to ask you for that information, and they're going to ask you for your naturalization number from your certificate number too. The easiest way to give immigration a warm and fuzzy is to include a copy of your naturalization certificate and your passport biographic page, your American passport, with your K1 visa package. Now, you know, if you don't include the naturalization certificate, will you get an RFE? Depends on the immigration officer. You don't know. Just include it, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now, a lot of people get in a hurry. They're excited. They want to get this K1 visa package in the pipeline because they know it's a long process. So they get in a big hurry to mail it to the Dallas lockbox. FedEx, UPS, you know, DHL. I recommend using a courier service to ship it. when you ship it using the courier service, make sure you ship it to the right address in Louisville, Texas, which is Dallas, Texas. Don't get in a big hurry. You've got your K1 visa package together. You've put it together. Sit on it a couple of days before you mail it, and then review it 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times, maybe 10 times. Review it. Make sure you signed Form I-129F. Make sure you put a cover letter in there identifying what's in your K1 visa package. Include a G1145 form so you can get a text message saying that they received it. Immigration received it. You want to know, right, that they got it. Just sit on your package for a couple of days and review it maybe 10 times over a 3-day period. When you are fully confident that you haven't forgotten to sign the form or date it, you haven't missed any documents, and you didn't, you know, you're confident with it, then send it. But before you do that, you got to sit on it and don't get in a big hurry, okay? Don't be in a big hurry. So the secret to a successful K1 visa package without an RFE is to make sure you don't mess up the paperwork, okay? Don't forget anything. Don't exclude anything. You know, include things that perhaps are not required in the K1 visa package, but you know, you want to help to reinforce your visa package, make it stronger. Do that, and you'll be successful. Okay, watch all the videos. I've made over 600 videos, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I made over 600 videos for you guys, exploring Colombia plus putting together K1 visa packages. And I do a live stream on Mondays at 7 p.m., Wednesdays at 7 p.m., and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Central Time to help you, for free, put together a successful K1 visa package. And we'll see you at the live stream. Be patient. Thanks for watching the videos. And we want, you know, Karina and I, we want to see you get through this successfully. We want to see you get through this with as minimal stress as possible. And if you did make a mistake, okay, when you submit your K1 visa package, if you made a mistake and you get an RFE, just respond to it. Don't panic, don't stress it, respond to it. Be proactive, get it done, and then get the process moving forward. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you at the live stream, and very soon your beneficiary will have her K1 or K2 visa in his or her passport, flying on an airplane to the United States of America after meeting with the scary immigration officer at the visa interview. See you at the live stream.
I'll be back.